Morning, teacher.
Okay, so are you ready for the continuation of our lesson today?
I'm ready.
Yeah, okay. So let me share with
Yeah.
you my screen now.
Yes.
Okay. So last time we were able to watch a video. It's all about how are we going to launch a product, right? So
Yeah.
before moving on to the vocabulary part on how we are going to launch a product or involving how to launch a product, of course, we will going to have a review first of what was we have watched in the video last
Yeah.
time. So what have you
Yes.
learned in the video toy that we had learned
I
last time?
I
That in order to
learn.
what? In order to launch a product, so we should have to remember many things, right?
Yeah.
Okay, of course, we want to um, launch a product that is interesting to the audience.
Yes.
Okay? Just like what we had watched last time. So we knew definitely we have two products that we just knew, right? So what are those?
Yeah.
It's the Pringles and then the Red Bull, and the others we don't know
Yeah.
them. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's very important that in launching a product it should be interesting to the eyes of the audience. Okay?
Yeah.
Because if the that particular maybe presentation or maybe advertisement, if it is interesting, so the audience or the consumers will going to buy that product, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now this time we are going to study about words that involves in launching a product. So we have the word such as, what's the first word, Toy? Can you read this one?
Unpopular.
Yes. So meaning unpopular, so we don't know that particular product, right? So
Yeah.
in an advertisement, if the product is unpopular, so that means not liked, right?
Yeah.
Because we know that product, right?
Mm.
Okay. Can you see a picture in here? Are you familiar with this product?
I don't know.
Yeah, actually. Okay, actually, we have this one in the Philippines, but I don't know what this particular product is all about. I don't know if
Oh.
this one is a sauce. Maybe it's a sauce. I don't
Sauce.
know.
Ah.
Yeah. Okay. So therefore, if we don't know that particular product, we are talking about unpopular.
Yeah.
Okay? Because
Mm.
that is not liked. Okay?
Yeah.
And the word unpopular is an adjective. Okay? Okay, then
Yes.
aside from the word unpopular, we have also products that are over.
Overpriced.
Yes. So in Vietnam, you call maybe that one, right? So an
Yeah.
overpriced. So when you say overpriced in English, that means
Too expensive. Costing more than it is worth.
yes. So that means it's expensive. You need a lot of money in order to buy that thing. Right?
Yeah.
So it's
Mm.
expensive. That's overpriced. Okay? And
Yeah.
in a product, of course, in launching a product in an advertisement, it should be looks like interesting, and it should be interesting, and aside from being interesting, it should be the price would be right also, not overpriced, not too
Yeah.
expensive, so that the people or the consumer will going to buy that product. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, next. Next, the word is in launching a product, it's very important to take note. And that is stra
Factory.
strategy. Again,
Strategy.
yes, strategy. Strategy
strategy,
means a plan of
a plan,
action or
or policy designed to ach-
achieve
achieve
a
a major
major or
or overall um,
aim. Yes.
aim.
So strategy means so you need to think of a better way. That's a plan of action or a policy designed to achieve a major or overall aim. That means you need to show the audience or you need to show the consumers that this product is a
Yeah,
good and interesting product that they should have to buy them. So that
yeah.
is a strategy. Okay? And then aside from that, we have also in a launching a product, we have to consider also the word
Failure,
it's failure, right? So it's
failure,
failure. So when we say failure, lack of
failure, lack of
success.
success,
Yeah, so that means
success,
you are not successful. Okay, in launching
success.
that product, there would be the so-called failure because it has a lack of success. Okay, meaning you have to expect that in an advertisement, not all advertisements are successful. So we have to
Mm,
take note also that there are also advertisements in launching a product that has failure in it. Okay, that means it wasn't that successful in the market because no one buys that one. Okay,
yeah,
okay, and then there's a last word that is
sophisticated,
okay, sophisticated. Sophisticated. Okay, can you say this one
sophist,
again?
sophisticated,
Yes, so fish, okay, the
sophisticated,
pronunciation of the PH in here would be F, so therefore
yeah,
you have to just sophisticated.
sophisticated,
Yes, okay?
sophisticated, yeah,
Yes. And when you say sophisticated, that means
having river
revealing,
willing or proceeding from a radio of worldly events,
experience,
person, experience,
experience,
and
and
knowledge of
knowledge
fashion
of
and
passion
future
and culture. Yes. Okay.
culture.
So that means it's sophisticated, meaning if you are launching a product, it should be sophisticated. That means there would be a revealing or proceeding from a great deal of worldly experience and knowledge of fashion and culture. That means you need to be very careful in showing your product to the public that
Yeah,
it should be consumed by the consumer because of its package maybe because of the design maybe so that would be the design should be sophisticated so that the consumer will going to buy that one. Okay,
yeah,
but if the design is not sophisticated, so there would be failure in it.
failure,
Yes.
failure.
Okay. And you need also to take note of the strategy in order for you to show that product.
Strategy.
Okay. And if the product doesn't have the so-called strategy, doesn't have the so-called sophistication, so there that must not be or that would be unpopular. Okay,
Yeah,
so the consumer will not going to like them. Okay, so what
yes.
we had learned for the vocabulary today would be 5 words. And what are those? Number one would be
Unpopular,
very good. Number two,
overpriced,
yes. Number three,
taste,
straw. Stra.
strategy,
Okay,
strategy,
strategy. Yes. And the number four.
failure,
Yes. And number five.
sophisticated,
Yes,
sophisticated.
sophisticated. Yes, very good. So these are the words that we should have to remember in launching a product. Okay? Okay, now we have here a reading. Okay? So what we're going to do would be we have to read the text and do the exercises on the next slide. Okay? So I'm going to make this one bigger. Okay, so
Yeah.
that you can be able to see this one a little bit. Oops, it's too big. Okay, what about this time? Can you see it now, Toy?
More bigger.
Okay,
More
now,
bigger. More bigger, teacher.
huh?
A little bigger.
Okay, a little bigger. Okay,
Uh,
okay,
uh,
this time. Can you see it?
yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Now, this is actually a success story. Okay, that
Yeah.
we need to consider, and let's try to answer the questions following after this. Okay?
Mm.
This is how we are going to launch a product actually. Now, it was happened in the year 1957. So it's quite
Yeah.
long, right? So it's 1957, and we weren't born in in this particular year, yeah, right? So you were
Yeah.
born in what year? I was born.
1977.
Okay, but I'm 1974, okay? And
Yeah,
we were
yeah.
not born in this particular year. But this one is also a the so-called maybe a an advertisement in the 1957, okay? So can you
Yeah.
read this one, Toy? Say it was
It, it was September 4th
4th, okay, and
and 4th
was the
was the
most
most famous car brand in the
the
world.
world, okay, and
Everyone
everyone
were excited because the
because
company had a new car.
yes,
Nearly 3
3
million
million
people
people
waited outside car showrooms
to
to
see.
see the new product.
Okay,
But the
but the
far
Ford Edsel,
Excel were big mistakes.
mm, first of
First
all,
of all, the name were very unpopular.
okay, see,
Nobody liked it.
yes,
But there were a problem.
problem,
The,
the
the car
car
was not stylish.
stylish, yes, in fact,
In fact, it was very ugly
mm,
and no
no
one
one
wanted to
to
try it.
drive it. Okay, thirdly,
Thirdly, it was also badly designed
and
and
parts
parts fell off
fell
it.
fell of it. Okay, in the rest in the first year,
In the first year, for
there
only
were
show
63,000
63,000
by
by 1960,
60
less than 3 years
years
after
after
the
the
launch.
launch. The
launch
Edsel
the actual disappear
disappeared. Okay, now what was the product that they launched in 1957? It was called the
uh,
Ford,
for the
right?
fraud. Yeah.
Okay. And the Ford was the famous car brand in the world during the
Yeah.
year 1957. And until
Mm.
now, actually, there would be Fords also. There would be Ford, right? Until
Yeah,
now.
yeah, yeah.
And
Hmm.
everybody during that time was so excited because the
Hmm.
company had a new car. Okay?
Hmm.
And they called that one as Ford Edsel. And there are 3 million people waited outside. Imagine that one in the car showroom to see their new product. That the name
yeah.
of the product is a Ford Edsel. But that Ford
Yeah,
Edsel owned by the Ford was a big mistake. Why
yeah.
is it it's a big mistake? Because the name Ford Edsel was very
Unpopular.
unpopular. That means nobody liked them.
Yeah,
Okay? And there was a worse problem. And what was that worst problem? The car was not stylish.
stylish.
Yes, meaning it's not that
Not
so
nice.
elegant, not nice. In fact, it was very ugly. And
Yeah,
no one wanted to drive it. Okay,
yeah,
imagine there would be 3 million people waited outside the showroom, but when they showed the Ford Edsel, there was a big mistake and no one wants to drive them or to
yeah.
drive that. It was also badly designed because the parts fell off it. That means there are some parts that was fell on that particular car. Okay?
Mm,
And in the first year, the Ford only sold 62,000. And in the 1960s, less than 3 years after the launch, the Edsel now has been gone. So it
yeah.
was disappeared because
Crispy.
it's unpopular. Okay? Now,
Yeah.
what do you think? Is this particular product become successful? Is the product successful? Is the Ford Edsel successful? Yes or no?
Successful. No, no, no.
Yes.
Unsuccessful.
Yes. So it
Yeah.
was unsuccessful because there was a lot of problem.
Mid test. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now let's try to know another one. In the year 1975. Okay, I was already born, okay, in the year
Yeah.
1975. And what it says in here. Can you read this on toy? Say,
Before downloads and before DVDs, do you can
remember
remember video tape?
tape. Yes. Sony
Sony was the manufacturer to launch
launch
this
this kind
kind of product.
product. Okay. They called
They
it
call it
Betamax.
Betamax.
Okay, Betamax.
Betamax.
Yes. But a few
But a
months
few months later, DVC
launch
launched
VHS
VS, VHS video.
video. Then VHS,
VSF won because
it
it
was
was more
more
functional and
and user
user
friendly
friendly and
and
so
so
more
more
shop
shops
supply
supplied the
and
product.
product. The product
Yes. Sony
Sony produced the last
Betamax
Betamax in
2002.
2002.
Wow, it's long, huh? It's going to be
Hmm.
long from 1975 up to 2002. Okay, actually, I know this one because we do have also Betamax before. Okay, I don't
Hmm.
know in Vietnam, have you experienced having the DVDs, the
Eh,
VHS? Okay, actually we do
yeah,
have that one. We do have a Betamax
yeah,
long time ago. Okay?
yeah.
And now, what do you think in here? Because before it was a VHS. Okay?
Hmm.
It was a VHS. But
DVC.
unfortunately, Sony, okay, which is the well-known DVD what is it? DVD owner, okay, produced the last Betamax in 2002. That means it was already gone also. Okay? But
Yeah.
look at the transition from 1975 up to 2002. That means it's going to be okay. right? So the business that the launching is okay because it runs so many years,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
Okay. So what do you think is this one? Maybe their launching or their advertisement has become successful because it was lasted until 2002. Okay? Okay,
Yeah.
next. And then in the year 1983, can you read this one? Toy, think
Think
of,
of Apple and you
you normally
normally
think,
think of iPods,
okay,
iPhones, phone, laptops,
laptops
and
and
very
effective
effective product
product
launch
launches.
launches. But
Yes.
not every
Every
Apple
Apple
product
product
was
was a
successful.
success.
Success.
Yes.
In
1983
1983, Apple
launch
launched
Lisa.
Lisa.
The
The Apple
Apple
Lisa
Lisa
were a
was a
computer
computer
for
business
business
customers
customers in
in
particular.
particular. However,
However, Apple soon discovered
discovered that
that business people also
also
wanted
wanted
cheaper
cheaper
products.
products. So Lisa
Lisa was
overpriced
overpriced and sometimes slow.
slow, yes. And then
Apple
Apple
soon
soon stopped
stopped
production
production of Lisa and
and
move
moved.
on.
Okay.
Their success now mean the
They
obvious,
obviously,
obviously learn from the mistakes.
yes. Okay, now look at this one. So in the year 1983, it was discovered the apple. Okay?
Yeah.
So if we are going to think of an apple, so we have to think of an iPads, right?
Hmm.
iPhones, laptops, okay? And but in the year 1983 also, they launched the Lisa. So when you
Hmm.
say Apple Lisa, it's a computer for
Computer.
business customers. But
Yeah.
however, the
However,
Apple
Apple
Lisa was
soon
so
discovered.
expensive, right? It's
Yeah.
overpriced because
Yes.
businessmen or business people wanted cheaper products. So therefore, Apple stopped the production of Lisa and move on. So their success was means that they obviously learned from their mistakes. Now,
Yeah.
look at this one now. Apple was stopped or until now it produces. What do you
There's.
think? Until now,
There's.
there would be Apple, right?
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
But
So it started in 1983. They started with launching the Apple Lisa, but it wasn't successful. But
yeah.
still, the Apple still became successful launching about their iPads, their iPhones, and their
Laptop.
laptops, right?
iPad now.
Until
Now
now.
they have iPads.
Yeah, they are auto iPads, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. So that means it's very successful until now because the Apple, okay, it's very useful to everyone, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So that was a story, okay? A story way back in the 1957, and this is a living
Uh,
example of a product that became successful and became unsuccessful.
yeah.
Okay? Okay. Now, let's try to read this one. So another one. So in the year 1985, oh, let's try to answer first this one. The question number one. What were the three problems with the Ford Edsel? What was their
Uh,
problem?
three problem of is
Okay. Okay, number one,
not
un,
stylish,
yes, not stylish. The other one, un,
very ugly,
yes, okay. It's very ugly. And then the third one, un
very unpopular.
and popular. Okay? Okay. And badly designed also. So there would be other one that is badly designed. Okay?
Yeah,
So that's the
yeah,
problem
badly
in
destroyed. Yeah,
the Ford, right? Next question.
yes.
Why was VHS more successful than Betamax? So what's the reason? Why is it VHS became successful compared to Betamax?
It's because uh, it was more functional
And
and user friendly and
yes,
more okay and
shops
more sharp
supplied.
supply to products.
Yes. Okay, so that's the reason why is it VHS became successful compared to the Betamax. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And then question number 3. What
What
were
were
the two main
two
problems with
Apple's
Apple's
Lisa
Lisa
computer?
computer? Okay. What do you think would be the two problems?
Yeah.
Okay, of Apple Lisa. So number one,
Overpriced and
yes,
sometimes slow.
correct. So overpriced, but of course the quality of the product is not
Yeah.
good. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, oh, so this time we are going to read this one. Okay, in the year 1985. Can you read this one, Toy? Okay, for a while. So in the year 1985, what it says in here?
Apple.
Okay,
Okay.
April 23rd,
April 23rd in 1985 is a first
important
important day
date,
in the history of product
product
launch.
launches,
Coca-Cola changed the
formula,
formula of its 100-year-old
your old drink,
drink and
old
called the product
product,
New Coke.
Coke. Yes, new Coke. And then,
The original idea to change the product was
because,
because Pepsi Cola,
yes,
their
their
main
main competitor,
competitor,
okay, had
had a large market share, so Coca-Cola
Coca-Cola
needed
needed a
a
new
new
strategy.
strategy.
Yes,
The
the
market
market
research
research
was
was,
positive for the new product.
yes, people
People tested
eat
it in focus
focus groups
groups
and
and they liked
like the
the new
new
taste.
taste. Okay, and it was
It was sweeter,
sweeter, but
but by May, Coca-Cola has
Coca-Cola
a
disaster
disaster and
and
Pepsi Cola were number one.
yes.
Wow.
So the public,
The public wanted to their
their traditional,
traditional cook,
okay,
not
the
the
new
new drink.
drink,
On
July
July
10th,
10, the company
brought
brought back
back
the
the
old
old Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, but
They called
they
it
call it
Coca-Cola
Coca-Cola Classic.
Classic. And then soon
Soon after,
after, Their
Their
product
products were
was
number
number one
one in
in
the
the
market.
market
One
once
more.
more. Okay.
Mm,
Oh, so even Coca-Cola also what is one also experience having downfall during their time, right? Because
mm.
the main competitor of Coca-Cola would be the Pepsi Cola. Now in Vietnam, do you know what is Coca-Cola, right?
Yes, it's
Okay, you know also Pepsi
popular.
Cola?
Have Pepsi, not Pepsi Cola.
Yeah. So Pepsi, yeah, because Pepsi is the brand of the drink, and then the company is Pepsi Cola. Okay?
And
So the name
in Vietnam here the Coca-Cola factory and Pepsi factory not the same, not one. This is a two
oh,
factory. Yeah,
okay.
because Coca-Cola have a factory in Bình Dương province. In Ho Chi
Mm-hmm.
Minh City have a Pepsi factory. Yeah,
Yeah,
I see that.
okay. Yeah, so it's a worldwide, not only here in the Philippines, but also to the whole world, right? So there would
Yeah,
be Coca-Cola is a well-known drink, okay?
yeah,
And they also suffer the so-called they became unsuccessful during that time, and then after they had some improvements in it, so they became number one in the market once more. Okay?
yes.
Okay. Another one. In 1996.
In 1996,
Mm-mm.
but by the end of the
20th.
20,
20th
20 years
century.
century, they
They
were
were,
very well everywhere.
okay,
McDonald's,
McDonald's, oh, restaurants
restaurant, and
and
burgers
burgers
were on
on
very
every
high
high
trips on
street
most countries.
countries. Yes.
But
But
even
even McDonald's,
McDonald's has a
a
failure.
failure,
Oh,
yes,
in
in 1996,
1996, the main customer at McDonald's were children with
and with
mom
mom
and
and
dad.
dad,
But
but
McDonald's also wanted more
on adult,
adults, uh,
single adult,
single adult,
with their
single adult with
their
their
friends,
friends and with
with their
their
extra
extra
cash.
cash.
Okay.
It's
Planned
planned
to have
to have the same products,
product
hamburgers,
numbers.
but these hamburgers
Or
were
what you call
called
the
the Lux
deluxe.
Deluxe,
Deluxe, yes.
Deluxe,
Yes. For a
for a
more
more
sophisticated
sophisticated
customer.
customer.
Okay.
McDonald's
McDonald's
spent about
$300
$300 million to
on
research
research. Yes.
on research,
Production,
production, and marketing,
marketing,
but
but the
the products
product failed.
failed.
Okay.
Uh,
However,
However, McDonald's
we
learned
learned
something
something
from
from
the
the experience.
experience and the customer
Customers
perfect
prefer
prefer
more
more
healthy
healthy
products
products like
like
salad
salads and
and
something. Okay.
something.
Okay. So
So nowadays
today you
you
can't
cannot buy
an
an
Arc Deluxe
deluxe
at
at
their
their restaurant,
restaurants, but you
but
can
you
buy
can buy a
a
rich
green
salad.
salad. Oh, so McDonald's also
Not
experienced.
successful, no?
Yes, they became also unsuccessful during the first
Yeah,
time, but of course,
mm,
they improved. Okay, they improved
yeah,
their production, they
mm,
improved their research, and they
mm.
improved their marketing. Okay, because of
They
course,
train the
those
rest. to salad.
Yes,
Yeah.
because if their target customers would be an adults, okay, or more
Yes.
adults, of course
Yes.
adults don't want to eat a lot of burgers, right?
Yeah,
Because
this
it
this
yeah, because
man
those burgers has its cheese, a lot of cheese.
very much. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not good for the health, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Correct.
so they were become they failed in that particular what is one advertisement. Okay, that's why
Yeah.
they think of another strategy, okay, in order to
Right. Yeah.
yes, in order to improve their services, the quality of their services, and of
Yeah.
course the food, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So next, on the 21st, okay, the
21st
21st century,
century. So
so
what products
product
launch with
launches
fa-
will
launch with
fail
will fail in
this country.
this country?
Wait,
Wait and see,
but
but
make
make
sure
sure it
it isn't
isn't
yours.
your
Launching.
launching a product.
Ah, yes. Oh, see? So that's what we are talking about, Toy. That in every product, in every company, there would always sometimes you will not become successful most of the time. You will going to
Yeah.
experience sometimes that you will not become successful. But of course, what you're going to do is to do it right. Okay? Do a
Mm.
lot of research, do a lot of production, do a lot of
Yeah.
marketing in order to improve the services. Okay? And there,
Yes.
somehow, the other way around, so you will going to become successful in the near future. And the very best thing to do is do a lot of research actually. Okay?
Yes.
Through a lot of research or through research, you can be able to conduct research maybe to some adult people, okay, and you have to know what are the food that these adults people would like to eat, right?
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, so if of course adults would like to eat more healthy foods compared to those who are
Yes.
unhealthy, right? So if
Yeah.
they know the reason, so they will going to innovate their food. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, in every company, in every, of course, company that we have, of course, there would be successful and there would be unsuccessful. Okay?
Yes.
So even a big companies, they experience that. Now, in
Yes.
this particular question, in the 21st century, that means in the 20s, okay, starting from 2020, 2001, 2002 until now. So, of course, what product launches will fail in this century? So we don't know yet, okay? Because
Yeah.
it was not reported yet. But we will see and wait, okay, and make sure it isn't yours. Of course, because we don't have a company. If you do have a company, so we will going to see it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the part of
Century.
the launching of a product. Okay. Now let's try to answer this one now. Okay, look at this one.
Beauty.
Okay, for a while. Now, oops, sorry. Match the synonyms to adjectives from each paragraph, okay, of the text. Meaning, when you say synonyms, it's the same meaning. Okay? So, in the year 1957, not many people like it, so it becomes unpopular. So, when you say
Oh.
unfashionable, that means, okay,
On
unfashion, fashionable, that means not
that not fashion.
stylish. Okay?
Not
Not
stylish. Yeah.
stylish. Yes. When we
Yeah.
say not beautiful,
Badly desired.
okay, it's ugly, right?
Badly. Yeah.
Yes. When we say not well planned, that's
Plain.
badly designed. Okay?
Mm.
Okay,
Mm.
number one, unpopular. Number two, okay, not stylish. Number
Not
three,
stylish. Yeah.
okay, ugly. Number
Ugly.
four,
Yeah.
badly designed. Okay?
Yes.
Then when you say number five, useful, that means functional. Okay? Number six, easy to
Easy to
use.
use.
That means user friendly.
Yes.
Okay. In the year
Function.
1983, fashionable,
Functional.
attractive, stylish, that
Stylish.
means cool.
Is
Okay? Okay, so we have to take note of those, huh? Fashionable, attractive, stylish, that means cool. Okay?
cool.
Yes,
Oh.
COOL, that's
Yeah. Yeah.
cool. Okay, next, number eight, expensive and more than its worth. That means over.
Overpriced.
Yes, that's correct. Number nine, old or never changing. That means,
Never. Never change.
yes, so old or never changing, that means traditional. Okay?
Button.
Traditional.
A traditional.
Yes, traditional. And number 10, great knowledge and understanding of fashion, okay, culture, good, food, etc. So that means sophisticated. Okay?
Sophisticated.
Yes. And then number 11, good for your body. That means health.
Healthy.
Yes, so healthy. Okay. So number one, unpopular. Number two, not stylish. Number three,
Yeah.
ugly. Number
Ugly.
four, badly designed. Number five,
Yeah.
functional. Number six, user friendly. Number seven, cool. Number eight, overpriced.
Overpriced.
Number nine, traditional. Number 10, sophisticated. And
Traditional.
number 11, healthy. Okay? So these are the synonyms of the following words. Okay, do you
Sorry,
have questions?
teacher.
Yeah?
Can you spell for me number
Number?
9?
Okay,
9.
number 9. Okay, I have to send it to you. So when you say traditional, this is what,
Traditional.
yes.
Oh,
That means old fashioned, traditional. Tradition, right? So from the word tradition, that means old fashioned. Okay.
traditional.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
old fashioned. So it's going back on the old days. So that is
Yes.
traditional. Okay.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Do you have
Thank
questions,
you.
Toy? You're
No
welcome. Do
more
you have?
question,
Okay.
teacher. Yeah.
Next, let's try to do the discussion in here. Can I make this one smaller a little bit so that I can see? Okay,
Smaller.
that
Yeah.
one. Yeah. Okay. So let's do the discussion now. Which do you think would be the year was very important for you or your company? Which year was very important for you or your company? Now, let's talk about your company, Toy.
Yeah.
Okay? Which do you think would be the year was very important for you
In year
or
20,
yes, in the
two,
year?
2014 is the important from my company this because
Why?
this Because this year my company shall uh, like this highest.
Mm, the
Yeah,
highest. Okay, that was in
over
2014.
yeah over 100 billion.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, Việt Nam đồng.
And then after that, it
Yeah, after
increases
that,
or it's lowering down.
no. Uh, However, to uh, 215
Mm,
the boss want to share the company for the other boss. After that,
okay.
yeah, my company is insurance company,
Yeah.
so very difficult to share.
Yes,
Uh,
actually.
yeah,
Okay. And then
yeah,
also
this
there would be
time,
struggle. There will be struggles in your company.
yeah,
Okay.
this
And then after
time,
that it was sold. It was sold to another boss.
yeah, this
Oh,
time very difficult to share. Uh, have so much problem with my company.
okay.
I have um, I'm very shy
Mm,
this year, so
mhm.
many problem um, happen after that. Uh,
Okay.
yeah,
And now what
I stop
happened?
work.
Now what happened now? Is your company gaining?
Internal problem I cannot solve for you now. Yeah, but a big problem. So
Yeah.
now
Oh,
the
it's
the
sad to
the
hear that. So
uh
your company also went through that particular unsuccessful times, right?
yeah,
So
they share a set phone, but I don't know the in the bar in run they don't want to they didn't want to invite this in
mm,
Vietnam. They want to uh, they want to collect money. They
mm,
don't want to sell to business in Vietnam. So they
mm,
want to train the company to another boss. After
mm,
that, after because the MOS didn't agree to change because the new company not enough article to buy.
mm.
Yeah, so
So
the government the government
yeah.
didn't agree.
So
After
it's
that,
sad. It's a sad
yeah,
story that happened in your company, okay? And
yeah,
that's of course that's a normal thing, especially during the pandemic, right?
yeah.
Mm-hmm. So
After
we
that,
went
the
through a lot
boss
of that. Mm-hmm.
yeah the boss in the brand they want to stop working,
Oh.
stop business. So they so much the tap precise is in 10 200 feet. Oh no, 16.
Mm.
They read for they uh everybody stop work in
Yeah.
that time. But I stopped work before. I stopped work in uh, 215. Uh,
Okay.
I changed to another company to work. After that, I come back in 218 to now.
Oh. Wow. Oh, that's
When
nice to hear. So
yeah, I
even
start
if
work.
despite that problem, still the company is there, okay? And it's a good story actually, okay? Okay. So wow. So it was now became successful, okay? So
No.
if there would be downfall, there would also be a rise for that. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay, next.
No. Now.
So its company in the article made a mistake, but they are still successful companies, right? Okay.
No.
Do you think do
Still
you
not
think
success.
why they still
Still
survive
unsuccessful.
after their mistake? What do you think?
After they meet test, now the my boss in brand she want to buy to sell for another company.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
no, it's the in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the for this time they will successful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And that
in business.
yeah, and
In
that
yeah,
the you know that mistakes your company, of
yeah,
course, that was a lesson. Okay? And then did the company learn a lot from that lesson? Yes, of course. Because until
ah,
now, the
yeah,
company is still there. Okay? And I
yeah.
would like to congratulate you for that because until now the company is still there. And that
No,
company, no. So
no. Ah, the last time they share not not unsuccessful, but
okay.
now in the process to sell, I think this time they will successful.
Oh,
Yeah, in this
okay.
year, not
Yeah.
happy with me.
Anyway, it's a sad news to hear. Okay, so thank you so
Yeah,
much
yeah,
for sharing that story. Okay, in here,
yes.
Toy. Okay, so let's move on now. Oh, that's the end of our lesson. Okay,
Oh,
so yeah. Because okay, again, so before we are going to end up our lesson, so
yeah,
we want, of course, to have a wrap up of the lessons that we did, especially in the vocabulary. So we already studied about the word unpopular, right?
yeah.
So there
Mm,
are also a lot of companies that it will close because of this problem. So the product maybe are not popular. So therefore,
yes,
the audience or the consumer will not going to buy the product. So that's the reason.
yes,
Then one of the reasons also is not just only unpopular, it's the overpriced.
yes,
Okay? So if it's overpriced, it's unpopular, so what would be the result? It becomes failure,
error.
right?
Yeah.
Now, if you experience or that particular company experience a failure, so what do you think would be the other things to do? Of course, they need to what? They need to study again their
Yeah,
strategy.
yeah,
Okay? They need to know what would be the problem or what would be the mistakes, and that is what we call strategy again. Okay?
mm,
And they should maybe improve a little bit. They should have to become more sophisticated this time. Right?
yes,
Okay. So this one are very much, very, very useful in dealing with launching a product. Okay?
yes.
Now, what have you learned from the mistake, Toy? Of course, what have you learned? Okay, based on your experience that you had learned mistakes. So, what do you think would be you've learned from that mistakes of the company?
Mm. For my company,
Yes. Did they learn their
oh,
mistakes?
this is my company we test for when they not prepare everything before they share the company. The
Mm-hmm.
first time, so they not experienced to share, so Like that, they unsuccessful when they show they apply document to government to sell it. For
Oh.
after that, uh, they they can research
Mm,
and checking. Uh, so after uh, after time they check with the law, with the government. I think this time they will share the company successful.
oh.
Yeah,
So that's the okay.
because the boss they don't want to invite in Vietnam. They don't want business in Vietnam, so they want to collect money. They
Mm-hmm.
will business with another product or another country. I think that.
Mm-hmm.
Mm,
Oh, so
yeah,
it's it's sad to hear that one, right? Okay,
yeah, yeah.
but what do you think would be the lesson in that particular story of yours, Toy? What would be the lesson that you have learned in there? Now, if you are the owner, or maybe the owner of that particular company, what would be the lesson that you have learned?
If my is if I am an owner, I
Yeah.
will checking everything because I so decide to share the company because
Oh.
because for the if you don't if the share not success success company every uh, so much the big problem happen. So now I see they pay so much it pension so much cost for for this example. Now I and some collect some person work in our company. I only work for report to government to tax department blah blah blah, but they no sell any product now. Know
Mm.
uh, how you have the income to
Yeah,
pay for your
employees.
employee. So
That's a big problem actually, right? So of
yeah,
course
but
employees need to be paid,
yeah,
right?
you only last not profit now.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you can profit?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's the
now
problem.
we
The
only have
bigger
the
problem.
now we have now I am a chief accountant. I only think how I can give the money uh to
Employees.
have the
Yes.
income. It means example I I send money to bank
Yeah.
to share. After that, we have interest to pay the salary for
Of the
employee.
for the
Yeah,
employees. Yeah, that's
yeah.
nice.
Not but
Okay.
not enough. How
Not
can
enough.
enough?
Okay, not enough. Okay. Yeah, anyway, so keep up the good work, Toy, and
Yes.
I hope you can be able to do that. You can be able to regain the thing that had happened in your company. Okay?
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I hope and I pray that you can be able to do that as soon as possible. Okay? Okay,
Yes.
so I
Thank you,
guess it's
teacher.
about time for us to say
Uh,
goodbye. So we are done with our lesson. And I want you to remember that in order to launch a product, we should have to remember the things that we had discussed in here. Okay? Maybe
yes.
sooner or later, you can be able to have your own company and you can be able to do this strategy. Okay?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So thank you so much for your time,
Thank you,
Toy. Bye for
teacher. Bye
now and see you
bye.
again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye bye, teacher.
Okay.